So example 3, if you turn back to page 576, example 3 is an example of a question that you can't solve unless you have a calculator. So what you're going to do is you're going to type in the graph of cos x into y1, and you're going to type in the graph of x squared into y2. So this is what it's going to look like. Go to y equals, clear everything out. We're going to have cos of x in y1 and x squared in y2. Now, depending on what you have as your window from before, it might be, you might not even get to see all of the graph. So this is the window that I had from before. I don't know what your window looks like, but I've got a little cos graph, and then I've got a little parabola there. Okay? I don't know what your window is set at, but when you push graph, it might look different. So a couple of things about our window. First of all, I want to teach you some things about your zoom window. If you push the zoom button, number 6 is a standard window. I'm going to start with that just to see what a standard window looks like. The standard window goes from -10 to 10. Does that look like a cos graph, and does that look like your parabola? That's not bad. How many times do they intersect? Twice. Can you see that they'll only intersect twice? Okay, so if we want to find out where they intersect, we can go second, calculate, number 5, the intersect, push enter 3 times, and it will find the closest one. So x is equal to 0.824. So one of our answers, x is approximately 0.824. If we want to find our other one, we go back to our calculator, go second, calculate, number 5, the intersect, and now we need to make sure that we're closer to that other one. Push enter 3 times, and we get negative 0.824, which makes sense. Because of how things are symmetrical. This is example 3 on page 576. The one off to the side. And that's all you need to do to solve it. But I did want to show you, I said I wanted to show you a couple things with the zoom button. This is zoom standard, which goes from -10 to -10. Other ones that you may like to use sometimes with zoom, number 7 is zoom trig. And what zoom trig does is it goes from -2 pi to 2 pi. Or if you're in degrees, it'll go from -360 to 360. So if I do zoom trig, it looks like it's going a little bit more than -2 pi to 2 pi. But it's closer in. So that one would have worked as well. Under the zoom one, other ones that students like to use is 0, zoom fit. Now the zoom fit tries to fit it onto your graph nicely. Sometimes this works beautifully, sometimes it's a disaster. So we're going to find out what happens in this case. Yeah, it's a disaster. A disaster. I guess in the zoom fit, it really wanted to fit a lot of the parabola on there, and it was okay with squishing. So if we actually look at the window it decided to use, okay, it decided it would be nice to go from -1 to 74.638888328. Very nice numbers. Okay, so of all the ones that we had here, I think I like the zoom trig one the best in this case. But another nice thing, the zoom standard, whenever you're like, oh, my graph is off, I like to go back to zoom standard as a start. Anyways, those are our 2 answers, and it is question number 7 that you can use to practice your graphing calculator skills.